tell me who you are, what was your role in the production, and where you're from.
Okay. My name is Treena, and I was the director for Meridian, the trailer for Meridian, and I am from Colborne, Ontario.
So, where did you get the inspiration for the book?
The inspiration for the book came from when I lived out in British Columbia. I lived out in the mountains in the central interior of British Columbia, and I've always loved nature and being out in nature. And Aiden just kind of grew from that. I lived out literally out in the middle of the bush, 30 kilometers out in the middle of the bush on an Air Force station. And I would sit out in the middle of the bush and write. And she literally just came out from there, and the story just kind of grew from there.
So why make it into a screenplay? Yeah, let's go with that.
Why make it into a screenplay?
Yeah.
I would love to see it as a screenplay, for the simple fact that there is so much action. When I write, I see it so vividly in my head that I can see camera angles and how I want the scene. To the point when you read the book, it's kind of like it's over explained almost, because for me, I see it as a treatment for a movie. It's got lots of action, there's explosions, there's dramatic scenes and monologues that I personally think would make a really good movie.
Um, so why choose to be the director? Obviously, I know that it's your book and you wanted it to do justice to it. Um, but yeah.
I wanted to be the director for this because I just wanted to make sure that it was done the way that I see it. You know what I mean? Like, not that I didn't trust anybody else with Aiden's story, but I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to see if I could get it from my head to the paper to a visual in front of me. And so far, this team has like blown me away with bringing Aiden to life. It's been absolutely, it's been an amazing process to watch this happen. So yeah.
Tell me your favorite part of the production so far.
I think my favorite part of the production so far is just being on the sets with everybody. Like, even though we're socially distanced and we're, COVID rules, it's feeling that energy. Like, everybody is like on the same page, and we're all like acting off of one another, and the energy exchange that's going on, like just being on set and being creative like we're being, it's phenomenal. It made me realize that this is exactly where I want to be and doing exactly what I want to do.
And tell me, how has COVID affected the production?
COVID has really affected the production in the sense of, we couldn't shoot some things until a little bit later. Like, we probably would have been done the entire thing earlier in the year, but unfortunately with COVID, it stopped our production. We weren't able to get together with our actor. We weren't able to get together with each other. And, having meetings through the screen is okay. The information gets communicated, but there's that disconnect of energy and that disconnect of ideas that I think probably would have made this an even better production if we've been able to be like in the same room and just throwing ideas off of one another and interacting. I think COVID, although it's still a great trailer, I think because of COVID, I think we could have done a better job if we'd been able to do it in person.
And I'm gonna be like Paul real quick. Why are you here?
I am here because this is what I've always wanted to do with my life. This is what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be creative and in film, television, something. It took me 27 years to get back to college and to get into a program that sits with my authentic self very well. And it's the path that I really want to take. So I want to make movies and I want to be a part of that creative process. So that's why I'm here.
So I guess that begs the question, what did you do before then?
Before I came to the program, I was, and I mean, I still am a mom and a wife and stuff like that. But I worked. I mean, steady jobs. I worked. I've only worked 3 jobs basically in my whole life. But they were steady, and I was there for long periods. But it's not what I wanted to do. Like I was in healthcare and I was in wellness and I did the factory job and you know what? It just did not fulfill me the way this does. And the endless possibilities that lay ahead from getting my diploma from this program, so many doors are going to open. It's absolutely amazing to think about.
And I think that's everything. Whoops, there goes my bottle.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Just give us a little introduction. Tell us who you are, what your role is, and yeah.
Hi, so I'm Luiza. I'm the camera slash DOP in the Meridian trailer. Um, yeah, that's me.
Um. So, did you have any inspiration for how the movie or yeah, how the trailer was gonna look?
Yeah, honestly, I was trying to read a lot into Trina's mind, which is weird, but we talked a lot before, and we also went over the script together, so that made everything super easy. Um, not easy, but easier. And for the looks, it was basically just thinking about like action trailers in mountains and something like that. um so I had like a lot of snow in my head, and then ended up that we didn't have much snow, so which worked out okay because it's harder to do with snow because of the blowouts and stuff like that. So for a beginner like me, that would be more difficult. And for the bedroom scene, I was looking a lot into Pinterest for like lights and setup, and I wanted to do something like um, a very cool light to remind people of like a moonlight type of thing, but at the same time I wanted like a warmth inside the room to give that contrast in color. um, so yeah, that was pretty much my inspirations.
Cool. So, what was your favorite part of shooting the trailer?
Honestly, I think it was being inside the water.
I hope Paul never sees this. You need to talk to Nick about that. Please don't expel me from school. Getting it all for posterity. Please don't expel me.
What? We didn't drop anything.
With my feet all wet and cold and still getting the shots, and the talent on the tree, like
Action. Just keep running off into the.
with that fear of like, oh my god, if she falls on the water, that's it, we're done for the day. um that was really fun.
How did COVID affect shooting?
Well, we had one last scene to shoot, and then COVID hit and we went on lockdown again, and then that one last scene is still like pending. We come up with like some um plan B's and C's and D's, but we still want to get that one shot for real. So yeah.
And lastly, or I guess second to last, you're from Brazil, right? So, why did you come to Belleville to come to school?
So um I did my photography program in Brazil, and halfway through it, I knew photography wasn't enough, that I wanted to be working in TV shows actually. So, like Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, stuff like that. And I knew that in Brazil, that type of content is not very well produced. Like, not that it's not well produced, it just doesn't have, we don't have a lot of it, basically. So in Brazil, if you work on TV or film, it's basically independent films where you suffer a lot because you don't have a lot of money, you don't have budget. It's not like an industry, it's just, uh, it's there, but it's not an industry. And then um, with TV, it's basically soap operas or news or something like that, and it's not what I wanted to do. So I thought, well, I want to go to Hollywood because that's where people shoot everything. And I didn't have the money to go to Hollywood. So I was like, okay, so let's go to Canada. Canada has a good film industry, so let's give it a shot. And then Belleville had List, and here I am.